Hey everyone, back again for another deep dive. And this time, well, let's face it.
This one's going to be intense.
It is. I mean, the companions escaped from Ravenloft in their last session. It's edge-of-your-seat stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, talk about a high-stakes situation,
Wow.
right? Trapped in Ravenloft, Strahd's practically breathing down their necks.
And don't forget Iona.
Ugh, it doesn't look good.
So how did they pull it off? How did they get out of that mess? That's what we're going to dig into today.
It's a story of resilience, I'll tell you that much.
I bet. They went into Ravenloft searching for that broken staff piece, the Staff of Bordenkainen, right?
Right, and that's where things start to go south.
So the session kicks off with Kashmir waking up in a coffin.
Oh, man. Not ideal.
Nope. Dimly lit cave, that smell of decay, bones everywhere, like horror movie stuff.
Ooh, yeah. And then, bam, Kashmir bursts out. Pure brute strength.
Ripped the coffin open with his bare hands.
Of course he did.
Right.
But what does he find? Eric.
Eric is understandably freaked out, but hey, at least he's alive. So now they're exploring the cave, trying to figure out what to do next. But he just can't resist, can he? Starts checking the other coffins for loot.
A white, powerful undead.
Oh, no. Does he fight it?
Well, it's Kashmir, and they barely escape. A horde of skeletons rises from the bone pile.
Intense. Okay, so they're out of the coffin cave. What's next?
Tink.
Oh, right. So as they're going through these crypts, they find inscriptions, right?
Clues about Strahd's past.
Yeah, and the people he's turned into vampires. Did they find a safe spot for the resurrection?
Not quite. Bump into Iona, now a vampire thanks to Strahd.
Rough. Did she attack?
Tries to lure them out, promises safety, a way out.
So vampire deception, a desperate resurrection, undead.
Deep within the catacombs, thick mist everywhere, the scent of decay hanging heavy in the air.
And crypts, right. Tons of crypts.
Everywhere you look, crypts. It's almost like the weight of everyone Strahd's ever killed is pressing down on them.
I can only imagine that would mess with anyone's head. But hold on, wasn't Tink dead at this point? Did they, resurrect her in the tomb or something?
Losing their healer, not a good look.
Yeah, that would be a major setback.
So they decided to attempt a ritual.
A ritual. To bring her back.
To draw her soul back to her body. It was a long shot. But desperate times call for desperate measures.
So how did it go? Was it like a big dramatic scene?
Oh, definitely tense. Eric led the incantation.
Kashmir. What did he do?
He uses a dried leech,
A dried leech.
hoping it might help with the ritual,
Oh,
to guide Tink's soul back.
wow. And it worked.
Against all odds, Tink was back among the living.
Okay, so that's a win. But they're deep underground.
Right, and that's where Tink's quick thinking comes in and a bit of time-bending magic.
Time-bending magic. You've got my attention.
Remember that time-turning amulet she always carries?
Oh, yeah. The one she's had forever.
Well, she used it to manipulate time, to give Eric enough time to get his Dimension Door ability back.
Smart Dimension Door. Their ticket out of there, right? Teleport them straight out of the castle.
Tink can't teleport.
Ah, right? So how did they plan on getting her out?
She summoned an air elemental.
Oh, like a magical air taxi.
The transcript actually describes the elemental as this swirling vortex of wind, and she calls it airy fairy.
Airy fairy. What did they call it?
Airy fairy.
Air fairy. I love it. So the plan was to fly out of Ravenloft.
Out of the highest tower, no less. Talk about a daring escape route.
Yeah, flying out of the tallest tower in Ravenloft, that's not exactly subtle.
Well, they weren't exactly aiming for subtlety at that point, but
Let me guess, Ludmilla showed up.
bingo!
Yeah.
Just as they were about to make their getaway, there she was, ready to foil their plans.
So a fight broke out in the tower.
Oh yeah, it got pretty intense. And with Ludmilla being a vampire and all, she had some tricks up her sleeve.
Kind of trick.
Oh, the usual vampire control stuff. She managed to dominate Airy Fairy, leaving Tink stranded.
Oh, no. So what happened to Tink? Was she captured?
It was a close one,
Yeah.
but remember, Tink can turn into a raven, right?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So faced with capture, she transformed and flew out of the tower, narrowly avoiding Ludmilla, Strahd, and Escher.
Talk about a narrow escape.
Yeah.
I can just imagine her, this tiny raven, silhouetted against the moon, flying towards freedom.
It was a pretty powerful image.
But wait, if Tink got out, what about the others?
Well, it was a chaotic scene, to say the least. With Tink flying Strahd now fully aware of their escape attempt, Eric managed to use Dimension Door, teleporting himself and Kashmir to safety.
And remember, Desdrelda?
One of the prisoners they rescued.
Yeah, she mentioned this cave that Strahd never bothered with.
A place he seemed to ignore.
Yeah, like he was content to let them suffer in there. But they all made it.
Eventually, yeah. reunited with the others and those rescued prisoners.
What a reunion that must have been. So was it a celebration? Relief at escaping Ravenloft?
It was a mixed bag, really. Relief, for sure, and a strong sense of camaraderie, but there was also the weight of their failure.
I can imagine they didn't get the staff, and Iona is still a prisoner.
Exactly. And for Gamber, there was another layer of, well, turmoil.
Gamber, why? What was going on with him?
He was hit hard by everything that happened. The resurrection, the guilt over Nikolai. He didn't make it. Gone. Permanently.
Wow, that's rough. How'd the players take it?
It hit them hard. You know, Nikolai's death, it really showed the stakes. Even with magic, some things, they can't be undone.
Heavy stuff.
Under skies of endless gloom, we gather in sorrow. A companion lost, a soul fragmented and hollow. The mists of Baruvia, a shroud they weave, as we lay to rest our hope for change, for healing in the one we grieve. Fear was his weapon, illusion his guide. Through minds he wandered, where secrets reside. With whispers of doubt, he wove the unseen, calling forth phantoms of dread to a murderous scene. Darkness, two bargains he made with powers ancient, a price to be paid. One eye relinquished for disintegration's might, his hand turned to shadow, his heart lost tonight. Nikolai, a friend, your soul takes flight beyond the shadows, towards the fading light. Through trials faced and battles won, your memory echoes in this world without a sun.
And Gamber took it really hard. He was pushing for an immediate attack on Ravenloft. Full-on assault.
Whoa, hold on. That's crazy. Even for Gamber, that's reckless. Strahd in his own castle. Suicide.
They tried to tell him that, believe me, but he was consumed by grief and anger. Reason wasn't exactly at the forefront of his mind.
So what happened? Did they manage to talk him down?
It was a heated debate, that's for sure. Tink urged caution, reminded everyone they needed a plan. Kashmir appealed to logic, pointing out the strategic disadvantages. Even Zan, who's not exactly known for his patience, saw the folly in it.
But Gamber wouldn't budge.
Nope. He was determined, saw it as their only chance, their one shot at redemption, and you know who swayed the others.
Ooh, don't tell me it was Eric.
Eric. He appealed to their hearts, not their heads, reminded them of their own experiences, the losses they'd endured, the injustices they'd witnessed. He talked about courage, about standing up to tyranny.
Wow, so they all agreed to attack Ravenloft head on.
And did? Crazy, right?
It's insane. But what's the plan? How do they even intend to get close to Strahd, let alone defeat him?
The plan is audacious, to say the least. They're going to fly a gamble with their lives, but they're determined.
It's like the ultimate showdown, isn't it? The classic hero's tale. But Strahd, he's not going to be caught off guard that easily.
Oh, he knows they're coming. He's been watching them from the shadows. Ravenloft itself is like an extension of his will, a trap designed to crush his enemies.
So they're walking into a death trap, knowing full well what they're up against.
They are, but they're also clinging to hope, to the belief that they can beat the odds.
So it's more than strategy, more than magic. It's about their belief in themselves, in each other.
Exactly. They're fighting for something bigger than themselves, for Barovia, for a chance to break the curse, to bring back the light.
It's intense. The tension, the stakes, everything's riding on this confrontation. We need to unpack this, really dive into the specifics of this final showdown. All right, so let's break this down. We've got these heroes, and I use that term loosely, ready to charge headfirst into Ravenloft, a castle that's basically a giant death trap. I mean, come on, what are their chances, realistically?
Well, let's be honest, their chances are slim. Very slim. Strahd's had centuries to prepare, to fortify Ravenloft, to hone his skills. He's a master strategist, a manipulator, and his connection to the land gives him a huge advantage.
So you're saying they're walking into a meat grinder?
It's not that straightforward. Remember, they've overcome some incredible obstacles already. They've escaped his dungeons, outsmarted his traps, even defied death. They have something Strahd doesn't expect.
What's that?
They believe in each other. They refuse to give up. That kind of unwavering faith, it can be powerful.
But faith can only get you so far, right? You need more than just hope to defeat a creature like Strahd. What are their strengths? What do they have going for them?
They're not just charging in blindly. They have a plan, risky as it is, and they have power, real power. Eric's magic, Zan's pact with Seacane, Tink's connection to Lathander. That's a lot of firepower.
True. And let's not forget Gamber. He might be a bit rage-fueled right now, but he's also incredibly strong and determined. And Kashmir, he's got the brains, the knowledge of Barovia. That could be a real asset in Ravenloft.
Exactly. They each bring something unique to the table. They're a team. They've learned to rely on each other, to work together. That's their biggest strength.
So it's not just about individual power. It's about their unity, their willingness to fight for each other.
Precisely. They're fighting for something much bigger than themselves. They're fighting to break the curse, to free Barovia from Strahd, to bring back hope.
It's a classic good versus evil story, with the fate of an entire land hanging in the balance. But what about Iona? We can't forget about her.
That's the wild card.
So they're facing impossible odds, a deadly castle, and the possibility of having to fight one of their own. What hope do they have?
Well, but, amidst the sorrow, there's this sense of determination. They know they can't give up now.
And then there's this scene with the ravens, right?
Yes, this is an amazing scene.
It is.
It's so symbolic.
Yeah.
As the group mourns death,
a
flock of ravens gathers above the cave.
Wow.
Swirling in this, mesmerizing murmuration.
It's like something out of a dream.
And then they descend upon Tink.
Really?
Choosing her as their new leader.
From the shadowed tomb, she rises anew. She faced the darkness of the temple, and yet her heart is true. Keeper of the feather, hear our mournful plea. The flock is shattered, we need you to lead. Take flight, sister, join our dark dance. Death is our partner in this feathered trance. Let our voices scream, a chorus strong and clear. Together we'll conquer Strahd and banish all fear. Prophecy whispers a hope yet untold of a land redeemed, a curse to be unrolled. But the magic of is gone, its song forever stilled. We need your light, your spirit to be filled. Take flight, sister, join our dark dance. Death is our partner in this feathered trance. Let our voices scream, a chorus strong and clear. Together we'll conquer Strahd and banish all fear. despair. Through darkness we both fly, with the hope we both share. With you at our side, our wings will beat as one. A new leader's call, a battle to be won. Take flight, sister, join our dark dance. Death is our partner in this feathered trance. Let our voices scream, a chorus strong and clear. Together we'll conquer Strahd and banish all fear. Soar with a sister to the heights unknown. A new leader's journey, a fate to be shown.
Yeah, it's like a prophecy.
It is. The Ravens choosing their champion to fight against Strahd.
I got chills just hearing you describe that.
It's a powerful moment.
I bet.
It really signifies Tink stepping into this leadership role. She receives this cryptic prophecy from the Ravens,
Oy, a prophecy.
hinting at a way to break Strahd's curse.
Okay.
But the meaning is still a mystery.
Of course it's a prophecy.
But for now, they have more immediate concerns.
Right. And that wedding is getting closer by the minute.
It's a race against time.
Totally. So, should we be rooting for them even though their chances are so slim? Are we just setting ourselves up for disappointment?
That's the thing about this story, isn't it? We don't know what will happen. The uncertainty, the tension, that's what makes it so compelling. They're defying the odds, challenging a seemingly invincible foe. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, hope, courage, and the bonds between people can make a difference.
Lost lovers' souls, once bound by fate, hold the key to change, a chance to create. When their voices unite, a harmony found, time's prison unbound, on sacred ground. Lost lovers' souls, once bound by fate, hold the key to change, a chance to create. When their voices unite, a harmony found, time's prison unbound, on sacred ground. Ooh.